We're going to get started. I just want to thank everybody for coming this evening. Um, Tonight, I'm going to be sharing the 3 keys to creating the life that you really want. And if you guys don't mind, first I'll just start off by giving a little introduction of myself, who I am. My name is Richard Dennis. I am a life coach, a strategic interventionist, and I'm also a marketing and business coach primarily for small Christian small businesses and ministries. So my heart is seeing people thrive, seeing people achieve their goals and dreams, and really to live the life that they want. So that's why I wanted to do this webinar this evening to help you really just get on the right track to achieving your goals and your dreams and living the type of life that you want to live. Because I see so many people struggling on a daily basis, just people stuck, a lot of times just stuck in a rut. And you know, it's an amazing thing with the power of coaching, really, that I've seen, even through my own personal coaching and stuff, and through being coached myself, how much just a change of perspective, a change in thinking, change in mindset can absolutely transform our lives. So that's why I love doing these types of things, because really, you know, you can change your life in a matter of seconds, because it's all about changing your thinking, changing your beliefs, and a couple other things that we're going to talk about tonight. So if you don't mind, I'm going to try to share my screen. I got a PowerPoint with some notes, so you guys can pull out your pencils, your paper, or anything that you have, and take some notes, because we're just gonna jump right into the content here. So let me pull this up. Let's see, here we go, screen share. And you should now all be able to see. Please present to everyone. Yes. Now you should be able to see my screen. So yeah, so tonight is the 3 keys to creating the life you really want. And of course, my name is Richard Dennis. I'm the one that's going to be doing the presenting. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. And first, I just want to share a little bit of an introduction about myself. I'm a certified life coach through the Coach Mindset. I'm also training through Robbins Madonna's training. That's, of course, Tony Robbins Training Center. Tony and Chloe, Tony Robbins and Chloe Madonna's. Chloe Madonna's is a phenomenal coach, along with her son-in-law, Mark, and Magley, her daughter. They're my coaches, my personal coaches that have been training me over the last year. And then, of course, the Coach Mindset with Mitch Matthews is the other certifying, I guess, organization that I've been certified through. So I'm also an online direct response marketing coach and a trainer for, as I mentioned, small businesses and ministries. I live in York, Pennsylvania with my wife, Natalie, and my 2 children, Elisha and Gwen. You probably see Elisha, if you're on our Facebook page, you probably see Elisha and I taking selfies together, and he hops into my videos sometimes when he's around when I'm doing videos. So yeah, it's my family. We have a lot of fun. So why do I do what I do? The truth is, right now I'm 32 years old, about to turn 33. When I was 20 years old, I lost my twin brother. His name was Russell. We lost him to complications from an automobile accident. And since that time, and even before that time, I've had a desire to help people live their highest calling, enjoy life, and make a difference in people's lives. And you know, for me, you know, at the younger point of my life, when I was just in high school, just getting out of high school, for me, that started through the church, through church and ministries and outreach. And so even through my brother's car accident, it really helped build a strong faith in me. That's really, I feel, the biggest thing that got me through that time in my life. Losing my twin brother when I was 20 was my faith in God. But you know, through 2001 to 2008, over the next almost 10 years, I worked in different areas of church and parachurch ministry, because I believe the church is a great, I believe it's God's plan to bring change and transformation to the hearts and lives of people. not that people conform to religion, but that people would know God and have a relationship with Him. So the church for me was really where I saw myself working and growing, and I saw that God was moving me in the church to work in ministry, full-time ministry, and to help and serve in that capacity. But the truth is, by the end of 2007, the ministry that I was working for was absolutely struggling financially. There was also some, probably, I guess you would say, questionable teaching, borderline like manipulation and control, a lot of crazy stuff. But the big thing is we were struggling so much financially. Ministry is supposed to be about love and serving others and caring for others and really showing Christ to the world. And by the end of 2007, the ministry that I was working for, it just, nothing that was going on there just looked like Christ at all. So my wife and I, we ended up leaving the ministry end of 2007, just the beginning of 2008. We moved from Missouri, where we had been living and ministering, back to Pennsylvania, where we currently live. And honestly, when we thought it was going to be a great change, we knew we couldn't go on in Missouri like we were. There's so much pressure and stress. But we're coming back to Pennsylvania. We thought everything was going to be good. But then what happened was, since I felt that I was called to ministry and to be in ministry, I kind of had an identity crisis. And I really went into like these dark times when we moved back to Pennsylvania. Like I say here, it was kind of like the best of times and the worst of times. I just went through a time of dark, depression and rejection. I felt rejected from the church to some degree. I felt rejected, even at times maybe from God, just dealing with all the things that we had went through. And really, though, looking back on it now, I could see that God was using those times to strengthen me, to encourage me, to show me that there's a better way of living life. There's a better way of doing ministry. There's a better way of doing a lot of things. I say about my time in Missouri, I learned more of what not to do than what to do. So now it's like I just kind of do the opposite of what I learned there, and things pretty much work out pretty well. But during those times, I felt like I had lost everything, and especially, like I said, my calling and my identity. I was just having an identity crisis. I was depressed. I was confused. I was going through just anger and frustration. And unfortunately for me, church didn't help. Mainly probably because I experienced a lot of hurt in church and in ministry. So for me, I just needed something else. And for me, it was really, I'd say the last 6 or 7 years for me was, I joke with my friends now and pastors I'm friends with. I joke that was my detox time from church. I just needed to kind of get away from things and get a clear head and get a new perspective. So for me, interestingly enough, my new perspective came over the years. I had heard about Tony Robbins, and however, I didn't really know anything about him, but I just started watching YouTube videos. And isn't that the greatest thing? Like, you can find, what God can do even through YouTube videos. And I found Tony and I started listening to his programs. I purchased a couple of his programs, started going through those, and I just began, like, all of a sudden, it's just like I was hooked and a light went off. And I realized this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. I want to help people succeed. I want to help people create massive change in their life super quickly, just like Tony does. And so I started learning, of course, through Robbins-Madonna's training and through his materials, just everything I could about what he does. I started reading up on the people that he had learned strategic intervention from. And like I said, I was hooked. That's when I decided I want to be a coach. I want to help. I want to help people, really create change in their life. Because honestly, I'll say I've seen change happen in the church. I believe the church is a catalyst for change. But I also I know, like, just sometimes people just need someone working with them side by side, helping them to make changes. And sometimes it's just amazing how much just a different perspective and just having somebody, a listening ear there, can absolutely help us and change us. And learning some new tools and strategies can absolutely just propel us forward and accelerate the change that we want in our lives. So I was absolutely hooked, and started learning everything I could. So let's just, at this point, that's my brief introduction. I'm sorry if it sounded like I was dragging on, but that's pretty much my background. I was, I've been in church, different aspects of church and ministry for the last 15 years of my life almost. And now I'm pretty much, coaching is my full-time, coaching and marketing, marketing coaching is my full-time, my full-time occupation. And so that's why I'm on Facebook. That's why I'm on Twitter. That's why you see me posting stuff every day, because I just want to help you guys succeed and create the life that you really want. So let's jump into content. The first thing here is the Success Six. I believe there's really, you could break it down into probably more subgroups, but in reality, there's really 6 areas of our life. And the 6 areas are spirituality, our mindset and our beliefs, our health and physiology, our longevity. Of course, that's our physical bodies, our relationships with, could be our spouse, our kids, our coworkers, networking with people, our wealth and our prosperity, which is our personal economy, and then, of course, contribution. How are we making a difference in the world? And I believe that each one of these areas, there has to be balance. There has to be, not that all these things have to be, that you're giving the same attention to all these things, but realizing that we are holistic beings. And each one of these areas, whether it's spirituality and mindset and health, and all these things are interconnected and work together. So the better that we can do in mastering the Success Six, these 6 different areas of our life, the better our life is going to be, the higher quality of a life that we're going to start to live. So that's why I wanted to share that with you guys first, is to think about, as I'm talking about the 3 keys to creating the life you want. What do you want for your spiritual life? What do you want your spiritual life to look like? Like, if you could have what would your idea of the perfect spirituality, your spiritual life, what would it look like? What would your health and your body look like? What kind of health would you have? Would you be pumped like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Would you be a marathon runner type of physique, or do you just want to have a body that's healthy and you want to live to be like 90 or 100 years old and still, golfing or something? Like, what's your idea of perfect health? What's your idea of perfect health? Not only today and like a week from now and a year from now, what's your idea for these different areas of your life over, say, the next year, the next 2 years, the next 5 years, the next 6 years? What do you want for each area of your life over the next, the next couple months and the next couple years? So I just want you to think about those for a moment. Just keep these in mind, because as we're moving forward, you're going to see, really, tonight I'm going to give you 3 principles that if you follow these principles, you can apply them to any one of these areas, and you're going to see how you can create the success you want in those areas, in these different areas of your life, by following the following 3 principles I'm going to share with you. So the first principle is you got to get clear about what you want. You absolutely have to get clear and focused on what you want for each of the Success Six. And depending on the season of your life that you're in, it depends on what your focus and your priority is going to be. But you have to get absolutely clear about what you want. So again, as you're thinking about those 6 things, let's just take, for example, let's say you want to build a business and you want to make 6 figures this year. Well, how are you going to do that? Like, what business are you going to do? What's your business model? What product are you going to sell? Who's your target market going to be? These are all things that you have to get clarity on. The clearer you get about your target market, let's just say your product, you're going to sell headphones, and your target market, you're going to sell to people that like hip hop music. I know I'm thinking like Beats by Dre right now, right? But if you're selling headphones, you're selling to people that like hip hop music, then that's a totally different message compared to people that might want headphones and want to listen to opera, right? Different target market. So the same thing, we can do the same thing with our lives. Really, what's the target that you want to hit? Where do you want to go in a year's time, in a week's time, in a month's time? What kind of life do you want for yourself? So think about that and consider that, and really take some time over the weekend, or when you have some free time. Think to yourself, what do I really want out of life for my finances? What do I want as far as my relationships? What do I want as far as my health? And start writing these things down, because when you write them down, then you can start creating a plan to achieve these things. So the other thing I encourage you to do is raise your standards. Whatever you're thinking right now for your life, like this is the kind of life that I want to live, I want you to, you have my permission to dream big. We all want more fulfillment out of life. However, most of the time we settle for comfort. Most of the time we're going to say, yeah, I really want this, but I'm just comfortable where I'm at. Stop settling for less than God's best. Just believe God. Believe in the bigness of God. Believe in yourself. Believe in your own power. Just believe that you can achieve greatness. You can do great things. You are so much more capable of achieving so much more than you even know that you're capable of achieving right now. And I just want to encourage you in that, just to dream big and think big. So for whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, just get super clear about that vision, but take the limitations off yourself, take the limitations off God, and go for a home run. The second thing we have to do is we got to change our beliefs. You have to begin to change your limiting beliefs. That is the number one thing that holds most of us back from achieving our goals and our dreams. Is we all have limiting beliefs, in our lives that we have to, the scripture says that we got to take them captive and, hold them up against, against the word with the word of God, hold it up to scripture. Really, to me, I say is like, hold it up to scripture and see if it has any validity. And we all have challenges and challenging limiting beliefs that are a challenge to us, but we can change those things. Scripture says not to be conformed to this world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And as a man thinks, so is he. So we can begin to replace those old beliefs with new empowering beliefs. And one of the primary ways I've done that throughout my life to just change my thinking, to change my mindset. Of course, like I was sharing with you, I listen to Tony Robbins programs, but you can do it through books, we can do it through audio programs, podcasts, live events. There's just so many ways. Get around people. This is the thing I tell people, get around the type of people you want to be like. If you're around people that are constantly have drama, that are constantly depressed, constantly negative, you're going to have that kind of stuff in your life. If you get around people that are positive, hopeful, that are big dreamers, that are successful, that are creating prosperity in their life, whether that's whatever that looks like for you, get around those types of people, because if you're around those types of people, you're going to attract that into your life. You're going to see that starting to be created in your own life, not because it's just going to magically show up, but because it's going to start you're going to start making changes in your own thinking that are going to enable you to take steps to create those things in your life. So the biggest thing is we got to change our limiting beliefs. We got to renew our minds, not to be conformed to the world, but be transformed. And as we begin to change our beliefs, our lives will truly begin to change. That's where all change takes place. first in our hearts and our minds, and then as we change internally, our external circumstances and situations will begin to change as well, and we'll be able to take action. A lot of times I find with negative beliefs or with negative beliefs that people have a hard time taking action. People procrastinate when they don't believe in themselves or they don't believe in the things that they're trying to achieve. And it's not usually what it comes down to. Honestly, 99.9% of the times it comes down to belief in oneself, belief in yourself, believing that you can do something. Because once you believe in yourself and you believe you can do it, really the actual walking it out and doing it is the easy part. But a lot of times we all make excuses. We come up with reasons why we can't do something. And we believe that, and it basically causes paralysis by analysis, because we're sitting there then saying, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? How can I do it? I can't do it. I can't figure this out. And so we just sit there spinning our wheels for the longest time. So that's where really changing our beliefs and really being around people to help us change our beliefs is crucially important. The third key to creating the life that you really want is finding a success strategy. Find a success strategy that works. It's like, I compare this to traveling. It's like if you have an idea of where you want to go, now it's the time to plot out the course to arrive at your destination the time you want. If you want to go to California, what's the fastest way to get to California? Well, you could drive to California. It's probably going to take, for me in Pennsylvania, if I want to drive to California, it's going to take me, it's probably going to take me like 3 days, I think, to drive to California from Pennsylvania. Is that really the fastest way to get to California from Pennsylvania? No. I can hop on a boat, but a boat, that's like a really indirect route, right? Like I'd have to go down the Atlantic coast. I have to cross the Panama Canal and then, come up from the Panama Canal, the Mexican Riviera to get to California. Again, it will work. It's successful, but it's going to take us a longer time to get there, right? So like a car, boat, both are pretty, they're both successful, but they're not going to get us there as fast as we might want to do. And this is the thing that I tell people: you want to find a success strategy that's going to get you to where you want to go fast. It's like don't waste your time. Don't waste months, weeks, years of your time trying to get somewhere with a strategy that's just maybe not as good. It's not as efficient, as another strategy. So for us, what would be the best strategy? Buy that airplane ticket, right? Hop on the airplane and just fly to California. We can be there in like 6 hours instead of 3 days or several weeks trip on a boat. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, is find a success strategy that works. And some things work faster than others. Tony Robbins, this quote I love is, success leaves clues. If you want to lose weight, let's say you're 50 pounds overweight, you want to lose 50 pounds. You're a guy, you're 50 pounds overweight, you want to lose 50 pounds, you want to get in great shape. What's the one thing you're going to do? Well, if it was me, which, I kind of fit in that category, I'm going to go find a guy that was 50 pounds overweight, that lost the 50 pounds and has kept it off for a substantial period of time and did it quickly, efficiently, and effectively. I don't want to take 2 years to lose 50 pounds, right? I want to lose 50 pounds in like the next 3 to 6 months, right? So that's what I mean by finding a success strategy. Find a efficient and effective success strategy. You want to accelerate your success, not just, it's great to be successful. It's great, hey, if I lost 50 pounds, whether over the next 3 months, 6 months, or over the next 3 years, both would be awesome. But man, let's go for the 50 pounds in the next 3 months or 3 to 6 months, because then I can change my goal. Once I reach that goal, I can get another goal. I can get another, have another dream desire. Maybe after I lost that 50 pounds, maybe I want to run a marathon, or maybe I want to go join a strength man contest or something. Who knows what it is? Maybe I'll start my modeling career. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. But you get what I'm saying, right? So the thing is too is no matter where you are on your journey, no matter where you're at in life, you can make adjustments as you go. The biggest thing I see people where they get stuck so much of the time is they feel like once they make a commitment to something, they feel like it's set in concrete and that they can't make any adjustments. They can't make any changes. Like, gosh darn it, I said I'm going to be a doctor, and I got to be a doctor now. And, so they beat themselves up then, whether they achieve being a doctor or not. But it's like, it's okay. If you don't want to become a doctor, it's cool. Maybe you get like halfway through, your pre-med courses and you realize, you know what, I'm not made out to be a doctor, but I want to be a physical therapist, but I want to be a nurse, or whatever it is. Guys, no matter what your calling is, your purpose, your mission, no matter what it is you're trying to achieve in your life, your goals or your dreams, realize that you can make adjustments. If something's not working out, you can change what you're doing. And I encourage you, as you're trying to achieve your goals and your dreams, if things aren't happening fast enough, just be honest with yourself and say, hey, I got to make an adjustment. I got to change what I'm doing, and let's try something else, and find another strategy from somebody else and give it a shot and see what happens. But you can always change what you're doing. You can always change the direction. Change your direction, change your strategy, whatever it is. Another thing that really will help you find a strategy that works. Like I said, find somebody that has the success that you want to achieve, and then follow their lead. But when we see that example, especially like in scriptures with Jesus and the disciples, they spent 3 years with Jesus. So they learned to live like Jesus, to walk like Jesus, to talk like Jesus, to minister like Jesus. We see the same thing with Paul and Timothy, how, Paul and Timothy traveled together and Timothy learned to minister, just like Paul. But we also even see this like, in the real world, as far as like, not the real world, but, in today, with professional athletes. We always see like the older quarterback helping to groom the new quarterback, and we see it, with investors, learning from other investors, So whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, whatever it is that you want in your life, find people that have what you want, find people that are achieving the success you want, and then follow their lead, model what they do, and you're going to find success so much faster that way than basically trying to invent or reinvent the wheel. So, and of course, the fastest way to get success and start creating the life you want is really to get a coach, whether it's me or whether it's somebody else. I encourage you, like, if you want to lose weight, go find a weight loss coach, work with a weight loss coach, even if it's Weight Watchers or something. Get accountability in your life. Get someone that believes in you, believes in your dreams, that is willing to help you to get the results that you want in your life. And that's why coaching is so important. Even the greatest athletes on the planet, the best of the best, they all have coaches, whether it's basketball players, football players, everybody has a coach. Even the best business people have coaches. So whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, I encourage you to get a coach. And if anything I've said has resonated with you, I want to thank you for being a part of this webinar. And one thing that I want to offer you for being on the webinar is I want to offer you a free life mastery strategy session with myself. If you are in a place right now where you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're spinning your wheels, you feel like you're not getting the results you want, and you want change in your life, and you want to see things turn around, or you got a goal that you just it's been bugging you to like do it for years and you just haven't done it, but you need help. Man, sign up for a free life mastery strategy session. I'll be more than happy. We'll spend 60 minutes together where I'm just going to find out about you, find out about your goals. We're going to take a look at them, and we're going to get a plan of action for you. You're going to leave the plan. You're going to leave the session with more clarity, more focus. You're really just you're going to leave with a plan intact that you can start taking action today. So I want to, of course, I want to just, I want to invite you to go to my website, richdennis.com, and feel free to sign up for a free strategy session.